Good morning. Welcome to Up with KREM. We have a lot to talk about today.
We do.
I'm Nicole Hernandez.
And I'm Tim Pham. It's good to see you, friends. Happy Friday Eve to you. One day closer to the weekend. We're looking forward to it. And meteorologist Thomas Patrick always has the weekend in view for us. So, Thomas, is it going to be as windy as it was yesterday?
Oh, thankfully not like that. Not for today, nor tomorrow, nor this weekend as well. So we just have some nicer and more pleasant average conditions to handle with for today. And we're just past sunrise now today. I think it was either today or yesterday. It was our first before 6 a.m. sunrise here in Spokane. And yeah, it is absolutely stunning out there already. Still needs a couple more minutes to actually climb above the mountains to the east here, but we'll be treated to a day full of sunshine and much calmer weather, especially in terms of the winds. Though it is a bit cold out there this morning. Notice this, 32 in Pullman, 30 in Coeur d'Alene, 24 in Colville for the cold spot. This is not unusual to get this cold in the morning for mid-April, but yeah, some frost and freeze conditions still looking likely, especially with these clear skies that we get at night. And of course, yesterday, well, that was a cold front that passed through, so it is colder as of this morning by about 10 or 15 degrees.
Let's take a live look at I-90 and Evergreen in Spokane Valley, not far from the mall there. You can see traffic flows in both directions moving great here at 6:02. No major issues to report at this hour. We do keep a close eye of all of our cameras throughout our network, so you know what it looks like before you head out the door and arrive on time. On Up with KREM, we check in on weather and traffic together every 30 minutes. Breaking overnight, this morning we've learned the identities of the two people who were killed in a crash north of Othello. It happened on State Route 17 at Rankin Road yesterday afternoon. Washington State Patrol says 28-year-old Cesar Hernandez was driving southbound. He tried passing another vehicle in a no passing zone. The driver crashed into another car, pushing it into the northbound lanes. 20-year-old Angel Valenzuela was also killed. Both of the victims were not wearing seatbelts. WSP is investigating. Happening today, the WSU Colleges of Nursing and Veterinary Medicine are hosting a free healthcare clinic for pets.
KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is live near the school this morning. So, Brandon, what can you tell us about this event?
Yeah, well, as you mentioned, an annual event, and this is for people who may not necessarily have access to healthcare on a daily basis. So 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. today here on the campus here in Spokane. You can come have those questions answered or get some of those resources that you may be lacking on. So people who may be in transition housing, living in shelters, have low income. These are the type of events that are aimed at you, right? So here's some of the items that will be available at the clinic today. Pet supplies in the forms of collars, dog and cat food, blankets, leashes, treats. In terms of personal care items, toothbrushes and toothpaste, deodorant, hair combs and ties, socks and hats. Other personal care products will also be available. Again, these resources today from 9 to 3 at WSU Spokane Campus Center for clinical research and simulation. This event is healthy people and healthy pets.
Brandon, so tell us a little bit more about who can attend this event. It's not open to everyone. This is really for a specific group of people who may need the help, right?
Yeah, Tim. So again, what we want to think about is people maybe who are struggling, low income households, people who may be homeless or houseless, and anyone who might also be living in any type of shelter. So that's the key audience that they're really trying to help out with these type of clinics.
Brandon, thank you so much. Well, Easter is just a hop, skip, and a jump away to Sunday, and to celebrate, egg hunts and other Easter fun will be held across the Inland Northwest starting today.
We are so not done with the Easter puns today. If you want to get your Easter on a few days early, you can head out to Rathdrum for the egg hunt extravaganza. The hunt starts at 5:30 tonight. It'll be at Generations Memory Care on North Meyer Road. For kids up to 12-year-olds, goodness gracious, it is for kids up to 12 years old. They can join in, and there will also be photo ops with the one and only Easter Bunny. And if you celebrate Easter, our economy could be changing how you celebrate this year. Wallet Hub says Americans are actually planning on doing less. The survey says 47% of Americans will not be dyeing eggs this year, of course, because of how expensive they are. And 41% say the Easter Bunny should maybe skip the candy and just give out cash, kind of like the Tooth Fairy. And real quick fun fact for you, 77% of people say when they eat a chocolate bunny, they eat the ears first.
Right now, the Inland Northwest Honor Flight is in Washington, D.C. to see the monuments built in their honor. These are pictures from their trip to the U.S. Air Force Memorial in Arlington, Virginia. On the trip are 85 Vietnam War veterans, 7 Korean War veterans, and 2 World War II veterans. Yesterday, here on Up with KREM, our Laura Papetti spoke with a few veterans on what this trip means to them.
Very excited and very pleased.
What do you think this trip will mean to you?
Memories. Memories.
Today, Honor Flight is coming home from their trip. It was a very quick trip,
Super.
But you can get involved.
So tonight at 7:30, you can both say thank you to and welcome home the 94 veterans. Here's a look at the Honor Flight from a few years ago, just to give you an idea of what that event typically looks like. If you want to be there tonight, Honor Flight says to make sure you get through the Spokane International Airport early so that you're there when the vets actually land. Again, the plan is for them to land at 7:30 tonight.
Happening today, it is officially Soulful Soup's last day. They are closing after 25 years. We first told you about this last week. The owner had just found out the building her restaurant is in won't renew her lease. She says Soulful Soups has become a staple for people over the years, and she's sure people will miss it. I did check their Facebook page this morning, and many items are selling out in their pre-sale because they're trying to clear out their inventory. So they are opening at 11 o'clock this morning.
And a new study says people in Idaho, Washington, and Oregon are spending a lot of money on groceries every year. Lending Tree did the survey. They have Idaho at 5th place in the country, with people spending over $10,000 a year on groceries. Washington is next, coming in 6th, with also about $10,000 a year. That is about 25% higher than the national average. Over in Oregon, they're spending a little bit less, but not by much. So let's talk about how you can save some money on food. Before you toss out all your expired food, that expiration date might not be saying your food is actually dangerous to eat.
Yeah, you might be surprised to learn the best if used by date actually indicates quality, not safety. So the food might not be at its best flavor, but it's safe to eat. Sell by dates are for retailers, not consumers. It's the date for when the manufacturer wants the store to stop displaying the product. And the use by date is the last date recommended for the best quality. A recent study by the nonprofit ReFed found in 2023 wasted of food amounted to nearly 74 million tons.
That's actually 31% of all of the food that was produced in the U.S. in 2023.
Non-perishable items usually last months or even years past the printed date. If you are still not sure, experts recommend using an online tool called Food Keeper, what allows you to input a particular item and learn about the extension of that product. Experts also say you can tell if something is spoiled if it has an off odor or texture. In continuing coverage this morning, the Washington State Department of Transportation is turning to the community for creative input.
Last night, WSDOT held a public meeting showcasing artwork designs for the next section of the North Spokane corridor. A Gonzaga art professor created the pieces, many with animals like turkeys and quail, which all was inspired by community feedback.
It's just such a great opportunity to somehow help illustrate the voices of the local community.
The designs could be embedded on the freeway's bridge columns and cross beams, like the ones you see right there. Attendees at the meeting narrowed 12 concepts down to 8, and right now you can vote in an online survey through May 9th. You can find a link to that survey right now on our website, krem.com. Well, new overnight, police arrested a Spokane Valley woman for calling 911 more than 300 times in less than 3 hours.
The Spokane Valley Sheriff's Office says deputies warned her multiple times to stop abusing the text line. The Sheriff's Office says she proceeded to text the line 90 times within 45 minutes. Deputies ultimately arrested her for abuse of 911 emergency reporting systems. Deputies say she may have been suffering from mental health issues. This morning, a bill in Olympia is on its way to the governor's desk. The Washington legislature passed one of the nation's toughest laws when it comes to reporting suspected child abuse or neglect.
The bill makes clergy members mandatory reporters of child abuse or neglect, and it does not have an exemption for confessionals. It passed the House last Friday. Now, Governor Bob Ferguson just has to sign the bill for it to be law. Up to now, Washington has been one of the few states that does not require clergy to report suspected child abuse.
At 6:11, another look at our weather forecast. We'll start with the big picture here. And yesterday's wind came from this cold front, which has long since cleared the area. And since it is so far away at this point, the winds have certainly calmed down. And that's the way it will stay today. In fact, we should have this high pressure moving in. It's about over southern British Columbia, and that will control our weather pattern, at least for the next couple days, keeping things calm, keeping things sunny out there. A little bit cool, though, first thing this morning with our current temperatures. Likely just in the 30s and 20s all throughout the inland northwest. Spots below the freezing mark might experience a bit of frost and freeze conditions on the ground this morning.